All right, let's dive into one of the oldest, most famous riddles of all time. I mean, this is a question that has stumped everyone from great philosophers to, kids on the playground. And today, we are going to solve it for good. You've seen this 1,000 times, right? A chicken, an egg. Seems pretty simple, pretty basic. But hidden in this picture is a paradox, a real brain twister that has tied brilliant minds in knots for centuries. And there it is, the big one, the question that just stops you in your tracks. Which one came first, the chicken or the egg? Now, before I just give you the answer, let's unpack why this has been such a fascinating puzzle for so long. To do that, we gotta go way back, because this isn't just some random questions someone cooked up. No, this is a serious philosophical problem with some really deep roots. I mean, check this out. Even the great philosopher Aristotle was wrestling with this. Now, he wasn't literally talking about chickens, of course. He was thinking about this massive problem of origins, what he called the first cause. If everything comes from something, where did the very first thing come from? It's a puzzle that's been bugging us for a very long time. So for literally centuries, this question was seen as this perfect, unbreakable loop. It was a paradox of cause and effect with no logical way out. It pretty much became the go-to metaphor for any problem where you just can't figure out what the cause is and what the effect is. And this is the trap right here. It's so perfect. On the one hand, you absolutely need a chicken to lay a chicken egg. Simple enough. But on the other hand, a chicken has to hatch from an egg. Each one needs the other to exist first. It's this perfect circle of logic with no clear place to start. But then, science came along, and it gave us a whole new set of tools to crack this puzzle. Tools that the ancient philosophers just never had. And this, my friends, is where the entire game changes. So, after thousands of years of back and forth, what is modern biology? What do genetics and the theory of evolution have to say about this ancient riddle? Is there, finally, a definitive answer? Oh yes, there is. And the answer is the egg. Period. The egg came first. But how? How can science be so sure? Well, the whole secret is understanding how evolution actually works. It's not about these big, sudden, dramatic changes. It's about tiny little steps that happen over millions of years. And it all happens inside the egg. Okay, let's break it down. Just picture this. There's a bird that's almost a chicken. Let's call it a proto-chicken. It looks like a chicken, it acts like a chicken, but its DNA is just a little bit different. So this proto-chicken lays an egg. And inside that egg, as the new little creature is developing, a tiny random change happens in its DNA, a genetic mutation. It's just enough of a change to push it over the line into a new species. So the creature that hatches from that specific egg, that is the very first animal with the DNA that we would define as a chicken. The species literally began its life inside that egg. This right here, this is the absolute key that unlocks the whole riddle. A genetic mutation. It's just a spontaneous change that happens during reproduction. See, an adult animal can't change its own DNA, but it can produce an offspring with new, slightly different DNA. So the change that creates a brand new species, it has to happen in the egg or the embryo before that first individual is even born. So, to put it as simply as possible, a bird that was not technically a chicken laid an egg, and a chicken hatched out of it. It's really that simple and also that profound. The egg had to come first, because the egg is the vehicle for evolutionary change. So, case closed, right? Well, the story doesn't really end there. The true power of this riddle goes way beyond the literal answer. It's actually become a part of how we think and talk about all kinds of complex problems. Today, when we talk about a chicken and egg problem, we're not usually talking about birds. We're using it as this powerful metaphor for any situation where it's just impossible to tell which of two things is the cause and which is the effect. It's a classic causality dilemma, a perfect shorthand for any kind of intellectual knot. Just think about that for a second. For about 2,500 years, this simple question about a farm animal has absolutely captivated us. From the public squares of ancient Greece to the high-tech labs of modern geneticists, it's stuck around. That's the power of a really great question. So, I'll leave you with this thought. We've solved the original riddle, but you can see its pattern everywhere. Think about economics. Which comes first, the jobs or the consumer demand that creates them? Or in tech, do you need the users first or the platform for them to use? The original traditional question has an answer, but the paradox itself, well, that's timeless. The next time you feel stuck in one of those unbreakable loops, you'll know you're just facing the latest version of a 2,500-year-old problem. Thanks for tuning in.
خريطة ذهنية تفاعلية. بمعنى ايه؟ بيلم لي بقى الكتاب